Here's my unpackaging and review of the blend mount for the Uniden R7, which is right over here. Until now, I've been using the Blendmount bracket for my Uniden R3, which does work okay, but it takes a little bit more effort to get on. But once you build up the muscle memory, I can get it on and off pretty quickly. But now that I have the new bracket, things are going to be a bit easier. So here's a look. Here's the bracket itself. And here's what you get in the packaging. You get your wrench, the back plate, and a couple screws and adhesive. So this adhesive will go on the metal part of the bracket so that way you don't burn your fingers when you take it on and off within a hot vehicle. And let's see. And here are the instructions for putting it on and off the unit. And of course, you'll be reusing your back plate that came with your original blend mount. Here's my original plate and the screws that went into that. So now I have a couple extras. And it's basically going to go in like this. This back plate goes into here. Anyway, let's get this off. I'm going to also show you so your back plate goes over here, your radar detector, you put the screws in, your radar detector is going to be in like that. Now let me show you how a comparison of how they both fit between my Uniden R3 that I was using for my R7. I had to get it on and off with using my Uniden R3 mount. You see, because of the way it's shaped and it has a wider tail on the bottom here, you had to bend this pretty far down to get it in, because it stops over here because you have this tail piece. So you'd have to bend this far enough to overcome that, so once it was actually on your radar detector, this is how it would look. You see how the back is lifted up a bit. Let's see if this autofocuses. Come on, baby, focus. You see how the tail piece is lifted up, because this isn't made for this unit. It's made for the R3, but it does fit and it does work okay. It's just more work to get on and off. Now, let's show you the new mount that's made for the R7. See the different shape. And the bottom piece here. See, it doesn't have that wide tail at the end, and it has a piece here which grabs onto the button clamp. And now, if you were putting it on, you don't have to bend it far for it to clip in. It's just a slight press and you're in. Once you're in all the way, it's not going to come out. So you have to push the button down while moving forward to pull it out. I'm not sure how that's going to feel in practice when I have it in the car. But it will ensure that it won't pop out at all. And we'll guarantee it because now you have that lock there. It'll just be interesting to see how hard it is to get the radar detector off. Because when I was using the R3 mount, I literally just leaned it down and popped it forward and it was done. You know, putting some pressure here. It would take a second. This new one might take a little bit longer to get off, or take a little getting used to. But there you have it. It's a lot simpler to get on. I'll just have to get it onto the back, a little bit of pressure, and boom, I'm in. But I'm not going to be able to just pull it out like I did before. I'm going to have to put my finger in and push it out. And anyway, and these pads here, the purpose of these pads are to apply into the back plate there and to apply over here, because these parts of the bracket, if they're facing the sun, they get very, very hot and you will burn your finger. So you want to put those pads on there. And here my blend mount is attached to my car. I have everything adjusted. I have to have my radar detector a bit lower than I might ideally want it to be because I have my black view camera in the back. You can't really quite see it at this camera angle, but I need to have this below it so the sensors don't get blocked. So anyway, it's pretty nice. You see you can adjust it down if you needed more access. Let's say you had it high up and you needed to access the buttons, you could gently press it down. It's my concern about having to press the button to release it is gone. I can quickly pull it in and out without having to do the release button. It's very quick in and out. I put an adhesive, one of those adhesive pads right over here, and another one behind the release button back here, so I don't burn my fingers if I'm taking it on and off when the bracket is hot from facing the sun. So overall, I'm liking it. Definitely an improvement from using my R3 bracket, which wasn't made specifically for this one. And so far so good. And also, if you're wondering, this is my Blendmount Mirror Tap. You can see my video on that for those interested. So it gains power off of the mirror rather than having to run a wire all the way back to the fuse panel and dealing with that. So, and this, I've been pretty happy with that. It works well. The radar detector works very well. Love the arrows and everything. Recommend the whole setup. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me.